Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and it is so cool to have back in the studio with us Mark Daggett. He is the founder and executive director of Rally4Reilly Friends. How you doing there, Mark?
Doing fantastic, Drew.
Oh, I'd love to have you back in. You had such great content that you shared the first time we were on. I'm going to let you introduce the guest who's sitting right next to you, who you know very well.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thanks for that opportunity. I would like to introduce Stephanie Nichols-Rodas. She started out as a recipient of what we have to offer, and she has now claimed the position as the Director of Communications on our board of directors, which we are absolutely grateful and excited.
Right, good. Talk about the mission of your organization, Mark.
Rally4Reilly Friends is a 501c3 nonprofit in San Diego. And we offer financial and resource-based assistance for people with spinal cord injuries. And our mission is not only to help them survive, but we strive to have them thrive.
Right, exactly. And that's sort of the case of Stephanie. Stephanie, good to see you. Congratulations on your Director of Communications title. Talk about your story.
Thank you so much. Well, I suffered a spinal cord injury back in 2017. I was 28 years old on my way to work, and somebody was having a bad day. They didn't let me pass, merge into the freeway, so I hit the wall and flipped 3 times, and I broke my C4 to C6 vertebrae, leaving me as quadriplegic, and I was paralyzed basically from the chest down when the accident happened, and I have been gaining movement year after year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been 7 years of pretty hard work and a lot of physical therapy, I must say that. And thanks to foundations like Rally4Reilly Friends, I've been able to do that.
No, that's great. So how did they find you, or did you find them?
Well, I like to see it like we find each other.
Yeah.
The truth is, my mom was the one helping me getting information. We were desperate. We didn't know how to move forward, how to continue physical therapy. Everything was like throwing rocks at us. And my mom was like, oh, I found this foundation. It's called Rally4Reilly Friends. So we gathered the information. We fill out all the packet. We send it out to Mark, and then Mark reached out to me, and that's how it all started.
No, I think that's fantastic. Mark, how did you get into it? What inspired you to start this?
2017, day before Mother's Day, my coworker and her husband and their toddler, 23-month-old Riley, were at Target shopping for another family's birthday party. Riley, being a child, wanted a toy.
Of course.
And Dad said no, so he planked and threw himself out of his arms. And the dad, Kyle, went to grab him, and when he pulled up, the inertia damaged his spinal cord and caused what they call a spinal stroke, which is an interruption of blood flow to the spinal cord, which resulted in what they call a C2 complete spinal cord injury, paralyzed from below the shoulders and on a ventilator. So that was the onset, and as it continued, I finally came to the conclusion that it was a mission from God. So I accepted that.
Right, and you folks have been in business pretty much since 2017, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, in this area. How many people have you worked with like Stephanie?
Well, that's an interesting question because when we help someone, it doesn't just affect the person.
Of course not.
It affects the family, friends. It affects the community.
The tentacles. Right.
Yes. So we just figured that out the other day, and we have directly or indirectly reached about 460 people.
And the reason why I bring that up over here, my associate producer is sort of laughing in the background here. It's a common frame we've said for almost the 18 years we've been doing the show. It's not just the person. It's not just Stephanie. It's Stephanie's mom. It's Stephanie's siblings. It's Stephanie's husband. It's Stephanie's husband's pet. Probably even the animals. In all seriousness, that you're right, and that is we call it the tentacles. It's the people that are impacted. This, and I think that's missed on a lot of people, that they think it's just the Stephanie. No, it's Stephanie times whatever the case may be, whether it's spine injuries or whether it's Alzheimer's or whether it's on mental health. I think that's great. Stephanie, you were saying here you are, had this horrible accident, but you're gradually getting feeling back in other parts of the body. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And is it because of the therapy that you're getting from Rally4Reilly and Friends, or from the doctors, or from both? Or tell me how that's happening.
Well, honestly, for me, it's been like a lot of determination. It's been a lot of community help. It's been my family for sure. Like, my family is the people that inspire me every single day to get up every morning. My mom, my dad, my husband, my daughter, like you said, my pets.
Right.
Those are like the fundamental for me to get up every morning. But it's like a lot of like work. And like you said, it doesn't only affect me, it affects the whole community. Like the community you go to, the therapists, the trainers, the doctors, the nurses. I'm in the place that I am today is because I have had the support that I have needed through the years. And it's been a lot of financial support through these foundations. It's been a lot of like mental health support. That's very important. And for me, it's been not listening to people that tell me what I'm capable to do or not.
Good for you. That's a great attitude. We're chatting with Stephanie Nichols-Rodas. She is the director of communications for Rally4Reilly Friends. Told about her well, I say life-changing. Yeah, certainly the accident was life-changing, but you're on a trajectory that is going to be doing even more amazing things as you continue in your role as Director of Communications, joined by the founder and executive director of Rally4Reilly, Mark Daggett. I'm Drew Schlosberg, as you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year, brought to you by a mission-fed credit union. 6 decades, just doing great things in this area. Mark, when you hear Stephanie and her enthusiasm and so forth, I mean, obviously an inspiration for everybody in this area. Talk about other patients you have that have learned from Stephanie and what she's been able to do.
Well, I think anybody that comes into contact with Stephanie is inspired because of her attitude and how she chooses to face each day, face those hurdles, the diversity. Most people would give up. I hate to say it, but it's true. So I know for a fact myself, I'm inspired every time I'm around her, and even when I'm not. So inspiration is contagious, and the world needs more of that.
Right. We might have asked you this before, Mark, on the show when you came on. Are spinal injuries, are they growing more, with the advent of e-bikes and all the stuff that we're doing that can hurt ourselves? Is it, flat? Is it going down? Where is it?
I do not know the answer to current statistics.
Yeah.
But I know there's more than 18,000 spinal cord injuries reported annually.
Yeah, and obviously it changes the what you're doing and instantly as we see with Stephanie. But obviously her momentum has just been absolutely terrific. And do you work with Mark, the therapist? You work with hospitals? You work with the doctors? You work with everybody?
We mostly work with the rehab centers.
Okay.
We do work with Radies and Sharp Rehabilitation when they have a person that's coming out of the hospital with a new spinal cord injury. they call us, and then we get together with the family and see what we can do.
Right. We come back from break. We're going to continue that conversation, Mark. And then I want to ask, Stephanie, what advice would you give for people that, have a spinal cord injury and the family members as well? We talked about it's not just you, it's the families as well. And that, obviously you've got this can-do attitude, which is terrific. What advice would you give them? Obviously, you're the one who's done such a great job as you are rehabilitating yourself with the help of others. Want to talk about some of the events you have coming up, Mark, that are raising money for the organization. And then the question I'll ask both of you is, what can our listeners do on our Spotlight show to support what you do, Stephanie, of course, and what you do as well when we return with Mark Daggett, founder and executive director of Rally4Reilly Friends, joined by his colleague, Stephanie Nichols-Rodas. She is the director of communications. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. As you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 18th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for more than 60 years, just doing great things in San Diego County. Honor to have back in a return appearance on our Spotlight show, Mark Daggett, founder and executive director of Rally4Reilly Friends, joined by his colleague Stephanie Nichols-Rodas, the director of communications. She had a spinal cord injury in 2017 and is doing remarkable every single day, upward and onward, as they say in this area. I'll start with you on this one, Mark. Money doesn't grow on trees, last I checked. So you need to have some funds that come in. Do you put on events at all?
We do. And if you find one of those money trees, let me know, please.
I will absolutely. You'll be one of the first to let you know. As well.
We have an annual golf tournament, which we just had in May, which was very successful, but we're branching out. We have a big cornhole and family fun fair coming up October 19th at Harry Griffith Park in La Mesa. Okay. Stay tuned for more on our website with that.
Please. That sounds great. Do you get big folks at the event? How many folks come? 200, 300, 500, 1,000?
We're hoping 200 to 250 people.
Okay.
Between the contestants, family, kids, all that.
Yeah, well, maybe we can ump that up and see if we can get to 500 in that area.
That would be amazing.
Absolutely. Stephanie, right before break, we were just talking about, you're certainly an inspiration for so many people on this, but what advice would you give to a person who has suffered a spinal cord injury like you have, and B, their family? What would you say to them?
I would say take it easy. Don't listen to the horror things that people have to say. Truth is that they're not God and they're not you, so they don't know what you're capable of. If you're the family, it's hard to be strong, but I would recommend, like I said, not listen. Reach out to the community. There's a lot of foundations that can help. Look for inspiration stories. There is a ton out there.
Well, you're one of them, so you're a huge one on that. Have you always had that confidence in listen? I'm going to do what I think is best for me and my family, and get some of the other noise away.
Well, like I said, it's been challenging. I've always been a very positive person. I've always wanted to get my heart out there. I feel like that has always been like my superpower since I was young. Well, at least that's how I felt. And having a really support system, it's like you don't have a choice to like just move forward. You just don't have the time to feel sorry for yourself. And even if you do, that's okay. Just the way that I see it is that I don't spend that much time in that place because it's not taking me anywhere. So truth is that if I want to move forward in anything in life, I have to show up, whatever that is, and however that life takes me. And that's why I'm here today.
Well, it's fun getting chills even listening to this. I mean, obviously an inspiration for anybody, whether you've suffered an injury. I mean, you'd be a great speaker at any type of a corporate meeting, and talking about how you overcome whatever the issue is that you're overcoming. Do you speak to a lot of groups?
I speak to whoever wants to listen.
Good. Well, you got a lot of people listening right now.
And I'm very happy to do it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just about not giving up. Everybody has a different battle in this life that we call our journey. Everybody's struggling with something. So my heart is telling people that no matter what are you dealing with, no matter how hard it is, it's your choice and your responsibility to change it, to move that page. That
is sage advice for all 8 billion people living on this planet. There's no question about it. And certainly that's so important. Mark, I'll start with you on this, and we'll pivot over to Stephanie. What can our listeners do to support you guys?
Well, what we do is very expensive. The services we offer, therapy. So what we're looking for is what we call our community partners, people that will help us support the financial end of it, but also stand with us in the community. Get their faces out there. Let the community know who they are. That is huge. That is equal to what the financial support brings. So that's what we're really looking for is financial support, obviously, but people that will help us in the community.
Now, do you need volunteers at all? Obviously, you put on events. That certainly doesn't hurt at all. Or are there volunteers that can help besides events? Sure.
We always need volunteers, especially for around event time.
Right.
Anybody that wants to help, we're looking for people to get interested in what we're doing to help advocate for the spinal cord community, spinal cord injury community, excuse me.
Right. And is there things they can donate, equipment, wheelchairs, or not really? That doesn't help? Or
it does. It's probably on the lower end. I hate to say that.
Right.
But, most people that have a spinal cord injury will receive a power chair, hopefully through insurance.
Right.
If they don't have too many battles, right, Stephanie?
Yeah, it's definitely a battle to get a wheelchair.
Is that right? How come? The insurance company's putting up a battle on that?
Well, the wheelchair that I'm driving, it's more than 100,000 K. So, like, for me to get this wheelchair, I had to fight insurance for 2 years to prove them that I was capable to stand and sit on this chair after 7 years of therapy.
Really?
Yeah, I got denied by 4 doctors without them even seeing me. But I think that will be another day and another talk to have.
Yes. Well, shame on them for doing that. My father was a medical doctor, so he's probably rolling around in his grave right now when he hears these types of stories in this area on this. So have you met many folks who have had spinal cord injuries and talked to them?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. When I came out of the hospital, and that's something that I tell people, is like there wasn't like a lot of like successful stories out there. I was looking into the internet. I'm like, just give me something. Just give me something I can hold up to, right? So after 2 years, I finally went to this place called Adapt Functional Movement Center. And that was the first time that I saw somebody with the same level of my condition. And he was actually giving some steps in the treadmill. So when I saw him, his name is Derek Berry. He's an older folk. He's been in a spinal cord injury for more than 25 years. And when I saw him for the first time, I was like, okay, so now we're talking. You know, it is possible. and from there, here I am, and now I can stand, and now I can sit, and I'm way stronger. And it's like one day they told me I wasn't going to survive a night, and here we are 7 years later trying to change the world.
Well, and that gets to your point on certainly you've lived it. When someone tells you that you can't do something, that's an inspiration to say you're wrong. And I always scratch my head when I hear medical professionals say that. Obviously, they were trying to be honest, I guess, on that aspect of it. But certainly anyone can accomplish when they put their mind to it. And you got a support system like your husband and your family and all that, and people like you, Mark, in that way. That's quite inspirational on this. So we can volunteer, we can donate in that aspect of it. Is there something we can do to lobby people to have more money coming into this field? Talk about that, Mark.
That's a pretty deep subject because dealing with a lot of the politicians but we're always looking for people to help us advocate for the spinal cord injury community. People that want to come out to events, people that just want to learn more about it and just help us get that word out there.
Yeah, I think that's critical. I'll start with you on this, Stephanie, and then you can finish up on this, Mark. What other words would you like to say to our audience? What can we do?
I will ask the audience if they can donate like any amount that they can possibly think about, because even $1, $5, $10 will make a huge difference. Like Mark said, it's a very expensive thing to survive after a spinal cord injury. Just therapy. I tell people, if you had an accident today, are you ready to pay $3,000 tomorrow? And that's what it is. Truth is, it's like $3,000 a month just to maintain a healthy life. It's not even like I don't have like a six-pack, after 7 years. Like I've worked out this 7 years of my life. Like you guys cannot imagine.
You look great, by the way.
And now I really know what the body is, what it is to feel again. I've been learning to feel again, and that's something that it's kind of like causes my anxiety to skyrocket sometimes, because if I don't have therapy in 2 or 3 days, my body gets all mad at me per se. I get like a lot of spasms, I get a lot of tone, and it's a lot of pain. And that's something that you have to constantly live with. I suffer pain sometimes 24/7, but I go to therapy and I feel so much better. Like my body just needs to move like everybody else. And suffering a spinal cord injury is a little bit more challenging. So that's why you reach out to people and you say, please help out. Because truth is that if tomorrow this happens to you, at least you have somebody that will back you up.
No, that's so well said. And, we hear this all the time from organizations such as Rally4Reilly and Friends is, if you don't think $5 makes a difference, it makes a huge difference, because then you just multiply that by X amount of people, and then maybe next month it's $10, and then maybe somewhere down the road it's 20. And now you've talked to your friends and you got 7 people doing 20. Just do the math, and then you're going to get up to getting those very important wheelchairs. Mark, any final comments?
I just wanted to touch on something real quick. We are in the process of partnering with another organization in San Diego, and it's going to be able to be offering mental health support services, which is, as everybody knows, it's basically a worldwide problem. And we want to be able to do what we can to help that out. So we're really excited about that. It's an organization called Fundamental Health.
They're great. Wyatt is phenomenal. Is that who you're working with?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Wyatt was just on our show here.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah, and they do a terrific job. As a matter of fact, I might put you in touch with the guest that was on beforehand. Carrie Fox is the executive director and CEO of Resounding Joy. Their whole focus is working with musical therapists, and they bring them into everywhere. So they would be a perfect fit for what you guys are doing. We try to do that. A lot of connections on this. Mark, always good seeing you. Stephanie, what an inspiration. Thank you for coming in and sharing your story on this. I know we're going to have you back on a return appearance, and there'll be even more improvement of what you're doing in this aspect of it. And so, absolutely nothing but great luck to you and your husband and the family and that. And let's get you back in the show somewhere down the road. How's that sound?
I would really love that.
Okay, we'd be honored to have
Thank you
that.
so much for having me.
Of course, it's our honor. Stephanie Nichols-Rodas, she is the Director of Communications for Rally4Reilly and Friends, joined by the Executive Director of the group and the founder, Mark Daggett. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.